Over the weekend, Katie and I were just looking through the back catalog of our YouTube videos, and the videos we did like 3 years ago, oh, for our eyes, it's hard to watch sometimes. I mean,
that's
you know what
when
I mean?
we were starting our channel.
Yeah. One of the thoughts that struck us was that we went through some of like Korea's most classic dishes when we had like 0 viewers. So a lot of those essential dishes are like hidden in the back. We want to bring them out to the front. We want to redo them. We've also learned a lot of tricks and tips to make them even taste better. Holla!
We'd like to start with
Korean
beef radish soup.
That's right.
Soegogi Muguk, which is one of my favorite recipes.
And with a nice bowl of what?
Rice.
Rice!
That's all you need.
That's all
maybe
you
a
need.
little bit of kimchi on the side.
Yeah, maybe some kakdugi. Yeah, this soup is supposed to be eaten with a bowl of hot, fresh rice on the side. It's good.
For the soup, you can choose one of 3 broths. First option is you can use starchy rice water, and this is what we're gonna use today.
That's right. The second one is, of course,
Anchovy stock broth.
and the third one is water. Just plain water. So going with the first option, starchy rice water, basically just put a small amount of water in at first. The first one, just enough water to cover the grains. And typically we throw out that first water because, you know, back from the old days when the rice quality wasn't that great, there would be bugs or, you know, just leftover like things. But nowadays you don't actually have to throw away that first, but habits are habits. Then pour a good amount of water into the rice. Give it a nice stir. And you see that milky water. Similar to the role of pasta water, this rice water is going to help bring the flavors of the beef with the natural juices of the radish together. And how much rice water should I make? We need 5 cups. Don't eyeball it. Measure it, or else the seasoning is going to be off. For this soup, we're going to work with 200 grams of beef brisket, a couple paper towels down, and then very simply pat it down. That's because fresh meat still has myoglobin in it. You can mistake it for blood, but it's what causes meat to have that slightly irony flavor. And we don't want that in our clean broth. And then we can very simply cut these into bite-sized pieces. I think that looks good enough. Bite-sized pieces. We don't want them too big. All right, this is a soup. Put this aside.
And the second key ingredient is this radish. And this is actually a half size. The full size is about twice as big. And when it cooks, it gets even sweeter. We're not talking about this candy or chocolatey sweet. This is more like savory sweet. And it binds very well with the other ingredients. This is what makes the Korean beef radish soup extra delicious.
That's right.
One other tip, guys, find the hard one. Touch it and feel it, and find the one that's hard. 딱딱한 거.
Let's peel the skin. You know, in most recipes, they usually cut this radish into little cubes, but Katie's family has a different way of cutting it, and I think it tastes even better. The texture is
I like it.
Yeah, me too.
Lay it down at a slant. Shape off the edge like this. Like
That's
this.
right.
I love how each of these are all non-uniform pieces.
Yeah, that looks like a shark's tooth. Just makes it look more rustic and
Yeah, rustic, and it's more tasty because they're thinner, so all the juice of the soup gets soaked in.
Preach, baby, preach.
You will get the hang of it once you start doing it. And there's no need to be like extra accurate or, you know, symmetrical here. 1, 2,
3.
just under 4.
3 or 4 cups, doesn't have to be exact. And we need a spring onion rocket ship just because we need a garnish at the end.
Oh, this is exactly my forearm length piece. We need about a tablespoon of minced garlic. This should be about, oh, exactly 1 tablespoon. Very good.
Now the key step here is that we want to infuse flavor into the beef first before we start stewing. That way when you bite into the beef, it's nice. Let's put this on a medium-high heat. Get a pot or a large wok like me out. Then we're going to use some toasted sesame oil, and we're going to basically stir fry our beef till it gets a little bit of browning on it. That's 1, 2. Once it gets hot, ooh, let's add our fresh brisket. Beautiful. We're gonna mix this around until we get some nice browning all around the beef. And when you see most of the red is gone, we're gonna add those delicious asymmetrically cut mu or Korean radish into it. Alright guys, then just stir this around. This is gonna sweat them, and that natural sweetness is gonna start coming out of the radish. Alright, after around 1 or 2 minutes of stirring, we're gonna add in 5 cups of our rice water. You can also use the anchovy kelp broth if you did. That's 5. Once it starts boiling, time to pick up the oil spill. Let the seals live.
What?
If you take a look, it's very clear. But we do need to season it, and we're gonna use soup soy sauce. That's 1 tablespoon, we'll use 2. If you don't have soup soy sauce, just use regular soy sauce. It's okay.
Then our tablespoon of minced garlic. Get in there.
Then we're gonna reduce this to like a medium-low heat. We'll put a lid on. And then we want that Korean radish to get real soft, real tender. And I think that's gonna take maybe 10 to 15 minutes on a medium-low heat. Alright guys, if you look at the radish, it's transparent. One last thing I want you to do, sample the soup. This is perfect for me. And if everything tastes good, great. We're gonna finish with a few cracks of black pepper, maybe 2 or 3 cracks. That's good, not too much. Now that looks like a confused French onion soup. Don't worry, once we add these green onions or spring onions, it just looks like something else.
Alright, there it is! 아 뜨거워.
Alright Katie, let's show them how we do it.
First, taste the soup. Wow!
Oh
Do you guys see that?
Katie, I put a zoom on it. Zoom, zoom. I think people got it. Put it on some rice.
And put some broth on top to soak it in.
Holy shnikes.
Put it together with rice. Ah! 너무
It's
맛있어.
It's good. I know this taste. Brings you home, makes you feel good. It's like if a stranger gives you a compliment. It's that kind of feeling inside.
Wow.
She doesn't even hear me. What did I say?
I'm in a different world than you. I don't know. You said something about stranger?